Hello, hello, hello. What is up? What is up? This is your buddy alertwolf here to bring you another Transformers Prime review. This is of Beast Hunters, episode 10, -1. And let me just say, right off the bat, man, this was a good one. It was a transitional episode, but it was good. And gotta love the Decepticons for being the funny people in the group, you know? Between the ridiculousness of Starscream and Megatron as the ultimate straight man in the comedic duo, you can just see how it works. I mean, in this episode, we start off pretty much where we ended, which is them talking about the Cybertronian material that they created. And basically, but it was random and it wasn't formed right. It was unstable. But so Shockwave is pissed at Starscream, and they're gonna fight. And Starscream's like, "You gonna let one lieutenant harm the other, Megatron?" And friggin' Megatron's like, "I don't know. I'm thinking." So he's gonna gouge out Starscream's eye. That's what he wants to do. And he's Shockwave, and he has him. He's about to get him, and you know, he's so good at talking his way out of things. He's like, "Well, yeah, you're right, but if I hadn't done it the way I done it, you said it yourself, we wouldn't have this opportunity that we have to possibly save the world or our world, and you know, that was thanks to me." And he goes, "Well, all right, that was logical," and he pulled back. Because if you could reason with Shockwave with some logic, you can survive. And then Megatron finishes it up with, "Oh, good teamwork, guys." Like, oh, really? Hilarious. But Megatron comes up with a plan, basically, to restore the Megalock, and the Omega Lock, not the Megalock, but whatever. And to restore it, and to have enough of this goop ready to cyberform Earth and Cybertron. And then Shockwave asks him, "Where's the logic in conquering two worlds? Just conquer Cybertron. Why do we need two worlds?" And he goes, "Because I've come to learn that Earth and Cybertron are two sides of the same coin. Primus, Cybertron, and Unicron, Earth, you know?" So he's like, "Unless you conquer both, you really haven't conquered any of them." And that's a good point. So I'm with Team Megatron. All right, I got him. So basically, what happens is, Shockwave discovers that it's the same formula that caused the problem for the artificial Energon, and he needs to fix it. So he gets on to work at fixing it. At the same time, he gives Starscream a list of stuff that he would need from the human world to help repair, because it's easier to repair the lock than it is to build a new one. And that's what Starscream goes to do, and Megatron approves all this. Meanwhile, the Predaking tells the Predaking tells Megatron that, "I'm down to help you, and I know that when you reform Cybertron, you'll bring back the Predacon race. And when you do, I will be the lord over them, and then we will be your attack wing and destroy anybody who opposes us." And Megatron's like, "Oh, sure, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm totally doing that." Oh man, but he's right. This dude has crazy ambition. But then we also get Ratchet fixes up Ultra Magnus's hand the best he can, which is just this like claw. He has the claw, and then Smokescreen kind of puts his foot in his mouth on it. But they find out that they're stealing random Earth technologies. So they go to intercept the Decepticons in this mission. And who do they find? Soundwave. They end up capturing Soundwave, but Laserbeak manages to break free and doesn't get captured. So they take Starscream. They take Soundwave. They capture him. They take him back to base, which is still shielded and unknown. And there's a scene where they're gonna go torture them. And here's what I say to that. Whew, I was like, really? Maybe the Wreckers can do it, but it was crazy. I was waiting for, they tried Mr. Nice Guy routine, and then Ratchet it's like, just cut him open and look at his data. That's when he erases himself, which is pretty cool. And when he finishes, he finally talks, and he's like, Soundwave superior, Autobots inferior, which is awesome. The original Soundwave voice, which I think he was voiced by the original Megatron, who's the Megatron in the show, obviously. So, not a stretch for him to do the only line Soundwave we'll ever have in the show. And so now, they're trying to figure out what's going on. There's another control rods get stolen, and this time, the Autobots break off to go do something. This time, Ultra Magnus joins, because, Wheeljack has grown to really respect him. He's accepted him. When last episode he called him a wrecker, that's who he is. He was no longer Rust. So he's ready. And so they go into battle. They leave Bulkhead and Smokescreen behind, and they go, and Ratchet obviously, and they go. This is when the Decepticons realize that they need to change the strategy, because Shockwave's like, listen, I can't crack this formula, but I'm good at building the lock. And Megatron's like, well, we need to get the guy who started this formula, Ratchet. And Starscream's like, this could be really difficult because the dude never leaves the base, and we don't know where the new base is. And that's when they decide to use Laserbeak and follow the humans. But this time they're following Fowler, which they haven't done before. So they follow Fowler right to base, and bam, Laserbeak breaks in, frees Soundwave, and reactivates Soundwave. Soundwave takes everybody out and captures Ratchet, and that's how the episode ends, with him being captured. And on the Autobot side, they're engaging the Predaking, and there you go. That's where, on the other side, that's where everything ends. Now, what am I going to say about this episode? Like I said, it was very good for what it is, and it's a transitional episode with a cliffhanger. It's like a one of two parters type of episode. So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for this one. This has been a good week with stuff. But, I love the comedy that's going on with the Decepticons. I love this plot line of possibly restoring Cybertron. And the fact that Ratchet is kind of like, should we let him? He told Optimus about this, because he figured it out. And he's like, should we let him? And Optimus is like, no. But there's a big part of Ratchet that, remember, was pissed off at this. That Optimus destroyed the Omega Lock, and so if he can help restore Cybertron, he might just do it. So we'll see what happens next episode. But it is a crazy cliffhanger, and it's on so many levels. Obviously, the scenes in the next episode, we saw that the base getting destroyed again. But obviously, nobody's going to get hurt. People are going to be out of there by the time that happens. But we'll see what happens. So I think that's enough out of me. You guys have had enough. So click it up if you like it. Comment if you must. And please, please, please subscribe if you can. And this is your buddy Alert Wolf signing out.